Hello Vipers, it's Bob Ellis, aka Season 3. Welcome to my 2021 studio tour, and let's go inside number 9, which by the way is an excellent TV series on the BBC, where Christian Henson, who is the co-founder of Spitfire Audio, composed the music. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, don't worry.
Hello Vipers, welcome to Studio 9.
The perfect studio. It's got its own bar. And you can see now why we called our last album Alexa Pour Me a Gin. Okay, we've got a collection of Jill's guitars here I don't play, and we've got our portable vocal booth with the mics, our Monington and Western piano that we've had for probably nearly 30 years, and here's the mothership, Studio 9. The mics that I use are the Rode NT1A, which is primarily used for vocal recording, and there's the portable booth set up with a little pop filter as well. I use an AT2020 for recording guitars, and an SM57 I'll often put on a cabinet and I'm using for this voiceover. Monitoring on headphones goes through a Behringer HA400. And then from there we've got DT100s for the vocalist and instrumentalist. I use the AKG headphones because they're closed backed, because my open backed phones, which I'm using primarily for mixing and mastering, are the HD 600s. Audio interface is a UR28M, which is specifically designed by Steinberg for Cubase, and I've got 6 audio imports at that point. That's all processed by a self-built i7 Intel computer, 64 gig of RAM, which is primarily for all my VST instruments and all SSDs, and that's supported by an uninterruptible power supply for power outages. I use 2 monitors, the main one for my DAW project, and then on the right you can see that I use it as a mixer page. My main DAW controller is a Steinberg CC121, a bit like the one that's used for the Studio One by Presonus, and that's used all the time, great for workflow. But the best piece of kit that I've bought in 2020 was a Stream Deck. It's basically a button controller which can control keyboard shortcuts, macros, and it just saves such a tremendous amount of time, great workflow. I use an Editor Keys keyboard for the PC, which has been set up specifically for controlling Cubase. My main keyboard controller is a Native Instruments Complete S61 Mark II and has a wonderful fatter keybed, otherwise it's pretty unremarkable. 2 other MIDI controllers, a Nano Control 2, which I use primarily for controlling my soft synths, and also if I need to remotely control myself doing backing vocals in the vocal booth, and a VS Fader control, which is for giving expression and dynamics, vibrato to my orchestral instruments. My only hardware synth is a Studio Logic Sledge Black, and it's great to be able to actually physically control the synth controls, and it's integrated fully with Omnisphere, which is my main soft synth. A recent piece of hardware is the Tegler Creme RC, which is a buzz compressor and EQ using a Pultec style, remotely controlled, just getting used to it, but what a wonderful smooth sound this is proving to be. Everything gets routed through the SonarWorks reference 4, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, an absolute game changer for making sure that my mixes and masters translate onto various sound systems. That all then goes out through the UR28M into my amp, which you can see has got 3 settings on the volume control, which is for mix volume, mastering volume for the M, and then I've got like a pad of -12 dB. Going through my B&W 601 speakers, which are basically hi-fi speakers sat on some isolation pads, and behind them there's some acoustic treatment. I've got a little grot box as well, a little stereo grot box, just so I can check bass, guitar and kick drum for small speakers. Can't avoid the acoustic treatment because it's absolutely vital. Being in a small studio, I've got reflective panels left and right and one above on the ceiling. And then behind me I've got another absorber just above the piano. Also in the corners I'm actually using rolled up duvets, which work surprisingly well for bass straps. But I can't forget to talk about my chair. My studio chair is amazing. It's a game chair, and it's unbelievably comfortable, worth every penny that I invested in it. And also a little collection of CDs for my output. But up in the top right hand corner, that little dog has been with me since 1983. I think it came from an ex-girlfriend, but it has no name, but it has watched over every single piece of music that I've composed since 1983. So there we are, Studio 9. I hope you enjoyed this tour, and I'm looking forward to seeing yours. Thanks for watching.